It is January already, which is just crazy, but I figured this would be a great opportunity to give you guys a tour, finally, of my studio space that I'll be using for 2020.
Seriously. Confucius.
So this room was built completely from the ground up. There was nothing done in here. This was an unfinished room. There was no electricity in here. There was no outlets, no floor, no walls, no nothing. So we completely built this room from the ground up. This is what the room looked like before we started. It was our junk room. It had just storage and boxes and stuff and Christmas stuff and just all, it was ridiculous what this room was. And years ago, this is the room where Jack and I used to scooter in the winter. Totally unnecessary, but I just love that, and I love that video. 10, 12 years later, whatever it is, it's now the film studio that I work out of every single day. And man, did it see a transformation. All right, so we're gonna start from the back of the studio and make our way to the front. One thing to preface, if you are one of those cable management people, you're gonna hate me, but we'll get through it. Starting off over here, this desk back here is totally for assembling cameras, and also it's the charging station. So starting from the left, we have our mini fridge. It is jam-packed with LaCroix at all times. From there, we have a red work mat on there, which is basically a glorified mouse pad, but it is the perfect surface to assemble cameras, put cameras together on. We got a neon sign above that. I think that was my birthday present, maybe, a year ago. It's super awesome, totally not needed, but it's super cool, I love it. But from there, sorry to the cable management people, but this is the charging station. The cables are kind of everywhere because they're constantly going with me in bags when I go on trips and all sorts of stuff like that. So, but it is actually pretty organized in that sense, and it's always ready to be, you know, I can easily drop batteries there, but I can easily pull out the chargers and go on a trip. So moving to the back side of the room, the shooting end of things. That's why the camera assembly is there. But also the backgrounds, got white and gray hanging up right now. I've shot interviews down here, done photo shoots down here. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you maybe would have seen the long sleeve shirt shoot that I did with my long sleeves. Shameless plug, if you want to get some, let me know. I've also done some product shoots in here. Yeah, it's awesome. This is the shooting end of things, and it's completely great. One of the things that I gave a lot of attention to and a lot of thought into in this studio was having power everywhere. We have outlets everywhere. The amount of outlets in this room will blow your mind. We have quads, we have doubles, we have just outlets completely everywhere. That way, anytime, at any point, without extension cords, I can plug in lights, I can plug in cameras, and there's power literally scattered all over this room and always ready to go. So this is definitely one of my favorite portions of the studio. This is where I keep all of my gear. Starting on the left, I'm a little weird, but I like keeping boxes to things. It's just like this weird thing that I have, but I kept all the boxes from my red stuff because the boxes are really nice, and you could actually use them sort of as like a Pelican case because they're that nice. But on the left side, you have some empty boxes from gear I have. If I ever need to rent it out to people, I can stick gear in there. I also have all of my filled hard drives over there. So I have about 16 terabytes of filled hard drives over there, which to those of you who don't know, that's about 16,000 gigabytes. And those are all full. That's everything I've ever shot. But that is nothing compared to what you'll see later, what I use now for storage. It's awesome. Up in this gear cabinet, we have cables for anything you can imagine. There are camera flashes, camera lenses, camera accessories, tripods, microfibers to clean cameras and lenses and all sorts of stuff. Film slates, GoPros, Gorilla Pods, matte boxes, filters. Also up on that top right is where we keep the audio stuff, the shotgun mics that I record interviews with, as well as stands for them. A level down is where my camera gear lies. That is where my camera bag is, full of my lenses and tripods. There's all sorts of stuff. Underneath that is where all the Pelican cases are. That's my Movi Pro, my Red, and the digital Sputnik DS1 lights that I use. But other stuff over there, we got C-stands, we have easy rigs. I mean, anything you need for a film shoot is right here, ready to go. Easy access for shoots in the studio, but also they're all packed up and ready to hop in a car and or on a plane or wherever and take off. So it's all set, it's all ready to go, and easy access for whenever I need it. So the last bit of the studio is the desk area. Again, I am not a cable management guy. I do not look at them. One of the biggest reasons that cable management for my desk kind of all over the place is because it is a sit-stand desk. It does have motors, it goes up and down. It's awesome. I would say I probably spend 50-50, I would say. 50% sitting, 50% standing. I try to stand as much as you can. If you have the ability to have a standing desk, standing will increase your energy. I know it sounds backwards, but you stay awake all day. It is awesome. If you can stand, stand. It's better for you. It's way better in every way. You'll be more productive, all that sort of stuff. But the actual desk is just a regular sit-stand desk. We put a custom top on it. We bought 2 butcher block tops for the table, for the charging station, but also for the desk. It looks really nice, feels really nice. My brother Matt finished it all for me, and we just screwed it onto the legs, and it was awesome. As far as what's on the desk, on the left, I always keep a couple notepads and a Bible. As far as the monitor situation, it's just 2 Samsung monitors. I've literally had them forever. They work. They aren't color accurate by any means, but most of the content that I make, people just watch on computer screens, so editing it and color grading it on a computer screen is okay enough. One day, I want that Mac Pro XDR display, but not anytime soon. The monitors are sitting on boxes because when the standing desk is up and I'm standing, the monitors have to be raised up for me to be able to have them at eye level. Moving to the right, we have my audio interface. This is what's plugged into my computer to be able to power my Yamaha HS8s. It's just an M-Track 2x2 by M Audio. Gets the job done. It's not the cleanest, but it works. But yeah, the Yamaha HS8s are the studio monitors that I use. You can't have a good video without good audio. Now, the entire setup is actually run off a fully maxed out MacBook Pro. This is a 15-inch, late 2016. I got it fully maxed out. It is a powerhouse. Still to this day, 4 years later, this thing will shred through 5K raw footage and 4K 60 footage and be fine. Is it the equivalent of the new Mac Pro? Of course not, but it gets the job done. I love it. I just plug it all into my desk and I can take it somewhere or just work here as if it's a desktop. It's awesome. I edit with it closed, and then I have a Magic Keyboard and a Magic Trackpad, and I do all my editing that way. In the back is one of my favorite parts. That is my G Drive tower. That is a 48 terabyte RAID setup. I know 48 terabytes sounds insane, but when you're shooting Red RAW, every project I've done since I've gotten my Red has been anywhere from 500 to 1500 gigabytes. So if you're averaging a terabyte of space per project, you need a lot of storage. And these drives are incredibly reliable. They hold a bunch, they're set up RAID, so I have backups automatically. The thing is awesome. It's a tank, it's super fast, it's great. Now before I forget, all around the room I have movie posters of my favorite movies. That is A Beautiful Mind, Get Out. I love the Transformers series. I don't need to take your hate. I don't care what you think. It's a great series, I love them. And then next to my desk are my favorites, of course, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. You just can't beat them. They're great, so I keep those next to my desk. So that is my studio space for 2020. I'm super thankful to everyone who helped out. My dad did a bunch. Nick Rosato did a bunch. My brother did all the trim. My buddy Jeremy down the road did all the electric on it. Sierra and Kip and a bunch of others helped me paint it. I mean, it was just an awesome time. We built it actually a year ago now. But you know, it's still a work in progress. As you can tell, there's no ceiling, but it's actually fine because the insulation kind of helps with the sound a little bit. You know, it was a huge undertaking to transform this room, turn it into a film studio. And I spend hours every single day down here doing something. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. I'm so thankful to everyone who helped out. But yeah, this is the studio space for 2020. If you guys like this video, I hate when people say this, but subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is to pump out a ton of stuff this year, as much as I can anyway. I always bring you guys behind the scenes on shoots. My last video, I brought you on a trip that I went on with a band up through Iowa and Nashville and did a tour with them, and that was super awesome. But if you guys want to keep updated on what 65Films is doing and what I'm doing, that's the place to go. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.